Hey, we're just looking at the TradingView SPY chart, 3-minute candles. Today is May 21st, 2025. And what we want to use is the anchored VWAP on today, just the today chart, right? And we are going to use our Fibonacci channel, anchor the first pick point on the top of the first candle, the second pick point to the VWAP at open, and the third pick point to the bottom of the candle. And then we repeat the process from the bottom to the VWAP to the top. And then we can see what we see, you know? Okay, so we can see this is our trading area for today if you believed in this method, right? Well, I'm starting to believe in this method. And today is just another reason why I'm starting to believe in this method. As you can see, it was overextended here, and this was a bond auction, but look at where price reversed, when it got overextended on the bottom side. So how could we predict, or you don't predict, you react, but like how could we react before the move, right? So what are some of the signs that we could read to react to this? Well, if you believed in the Fibonacci channel, technique, it's overextended, right? Just for today. We're just using today's, okay? It's way overextended, right? So that's a cue to maybe, short it back into the channel, so to speak. These are the channels for today, so technically it's overextended. So now below I have a simple stochastic and an RSI combined into one, and you can utilize a stochastic to capitalize on the market moves even without the Fibonacci channels. Now the Fibonacci channels, I would say, just give you more confidence, right? Do you think it's really going to be a breakout using Fibonacci tools? I don't know. It seems like they respect the Fibonacci. So anyway, so if you use the stochastic, a cross up from the bottom is typically a sign to enter long. A cross down from the top is a sign to possibly enter short. Now you can combine this with the RSI and a Bollinger Band, or an RSI and an RSI. Now you have one fast RSI, and you want to have one slow RSI, and that's pretty much what a Bollinger Band is. So when the RSI crosses down, that's a sign that things are negative, and when the RSI crosses up, that would be a sign that things are positive. So a few of these areas, we can see a cross up over here, followed, at the same time of this big candle, and you could ride the wave up, right? And where would you possibly get out? At the next crossover, And there's no guarantee that it will continue in your favor, right? But that is one way to read it. And there are multiple cross downs and cross ups, and depending on price action, you could profit a lot or you could profit a little. Like here, I would say this is a decent amount of profit. You're literally scalping in and out for a couple minutes, right? You wrote it down, it crossed up, and maybe you barely made any money, right? Something like that. But up at the top, like say if you bought further date to expires, maybe 3 DTEs, you aren't going to get stopped out, right? Of even this overextension move if you bought on these cross downs, which would probably be right here. And it was negative the entire time, right? And then this is another cross down and a cross down. So here is another signal, even when it was overextended. So, but right here, it was already negative. So there's technically no real excuse to get out of your first put other than getting stopped out. Say if you bought a 0 DTE with a tight stop, you most likely thought your theta was getting eaten up alive, and it possibly was, and you were possibly stopped out. But if you bought a couple further days out, this little run up here is nothing on that couple day output. And then all of a sudden you're riding the roller coaster down, and here is your exit when it crosses up, right? Well, is there a possible way to find an exit sooner? You know, the possible way would be to use these Fibonacci channels. We see that we are overextended right here. Now, you would possibly lose a dollar of profit if you waited for the cross up on the 3-minute chart, right? So if you were to, be on the ball watching this the entire time, say, well, where do I get out? I'm going to get out when it crosses the other side of the Fibonacci channels. And that, I think, would be the perfect play of the day, play of the year, play of the month. Catching a move like this on the daily, you don't have to trade again, for a whole nother month, right? If you were positioned correctly and you're actually playing, Too bad I didn't profit on this. Oh my goodness. Sometimes I wish I followed my indicators and followed my strategies, but right now I'm still I'm finding ways to encourage me using the indicator down below, and the Fibonacci channels seem to be that fuel. Oh, we can talk about why price action is happening over here where it is. Well, if we go back to this day and we place an anchored VWAP on it, and then we apply the other candle or the other Fibonacci channel to the open, there, and let's fast forward. It taps it there. Did I pick the right pick point? You could pick 2 pick points, right? It doesn't have to be close. That's more like it. Yeah, there we go. So now we even left this channel. But yeah, that's using the Fibonacci channels to see, just to find a trend. You're just finding trends. It's not the end all be all, but I also possibly am using it in the most incorrect way.